offensively, got to finish the previous drive before the true 4-minute at the end. Defensively, got to get a stop at the end. But knew it was going to be a tough ball game. A lot of unknowns offensively going into it. Didn't know what the defensive structure was going to look like. Early in the football game, we targeted a couple of things wrong in the run game, and that hurt us a little bit. But thought potentially that could happen too because of the unknowns going into it, and then find a way to make some things happen offensively in the middle part of the game, and defensively, love the way we started in the second half. Fourth quarter, obviously, want to play a little bit better defensively. Special teams were solid tonight, so it's a good win. I said it, at the beginning of the week to you guys and our football team. It's a good football team. They're on the road at Ole Miss, one possession game. Obviously, Notre Dame game gets away from them in the middle of the second quarter, but thought it would probably be a 4-quarter game, and that's how we prepared. And love the competitive makeup. So open it up.
Questions, David?
Josh, along those lines, 3 SEC games, 3 one-possession games. Do you pretty much go into every league game at this point expecting?
Margins are small in this league. You're playing like talent every single week. A play here, a play there changes the way the game is played. For us tonight, we made it tougher than it needed to be at times. That's not taking anything away from them in all areas of the game. And then obviously, when it's a 10-1 penalty differential, you're changing the way the game's played too. So I guess we got to play a lot smarter.
Coach, your third down defense, you see a common denominator in some of the conversions they were able to hit?
Well, first of all, quarterback gets out of the pocket, makes some big plays in long yardage. We're there at times to make the play, and he makes the play. And then a couple of them, we give them some things in our coverage, in particular in zone principles. We're not recognizing, patterns and or bodies changing, who's 2, who's 3, and we can clean some of that up.
Yeah, Josh, you referenced the penalty discrepancy. Were you surprised that there were some calls that weren't made, and then there was that, I think you guys would call for a snap infraction, what it looked like maybe it was offsides. What was an explanation you got there?
Yeah, I can't speak to the explanation that I got. Our fans can watch it and judge for themselves what they thought.
Adam.
Yep. When Deshaun goes down, first off, what's the update on Deshaun if there is one? And second, what is the value of having a Peyton Lewis that could come in and do what he did in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, you guys have heard me say it. I don't care where you're at, how much you've played. Man, you get into this stretch inside the SEC, next guy is going to be called upon, and those running backs have all played well throughout the course of it, and huge run there by Peyton, really down the stretch in late third and fourth quarter. He played really well. Said it to the team, as we were just talking about the game afterwards. Jaden Perlotti, right? Huge play in the football game. He's a part of it. You don't know when your time's coming. You better get prepared, and proud of those guys that were prepared for their moment tonight.
Deshaun, any update?
I don't think it's a long-term deal here at all.
Paige?
Building off of the touchdown by Peyton Lewis, what did you see early in that fourth quarter after Joshua Josephs got the quarterback hurry and it's the fumble recovery, and then the offense finally complements a defensive stop, and it's with Peyton Lewis? How important was that early fourth quarter touchdown?
Multiple turnovers that we don't maximize the opportunity. Defense creating field position, happened in the first quarter too, and so ultimately, if we can get all 3 phases playing together, we've got a chance to be really good.
Wes, then Patrick.
Josh, the margins in the SEC have always been kind of fine. They have been small things, but some of the results this season, just week to week, when you're studying these teams, you're watching this, is it about as jumbled as it's been?
It is, but I think the structure inside of college football and this league being at the top of the food chain, like nobody's got glaring holes. You know, everybody's got enough depth to. Somebody goes down, there's another guy in. You know, there might be slight differences, but it's different in that way. Everybody's able to patch their roster.
Coach, a couple guys on defense stepped up for you tonight. Jordan Ross made a couple plays, had a couple of fumbles, and then David Hobbs, his first game back, he impacts the game. What do you think about this guy's impact?
Devin just felt like he was going to play really well. He's come back. Our medical team, strength team, and him did a great job getting prepared for when he was going to be cleared. Played well tonight. Jordan Ross played extremely well off of the edge, changed the football game, and we got great trust in him. His best is still in front of him. I'm really excited about what he did tonight and his continued growth.
Page.
Josh, you ended up sacking Taylor Green 5 times. Were you pleased with the pressure you put on, or was there sometimes a mixed bag when he escaped the pocket?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to – you play a guy that athletic, as you're pushing the pocket, you can feel when you're getting in a vulnerable spot, too, where you're creating a lane for him to get out. So it's always a combination of both. There were a couple of times where he escaped outside the backside of the pocket where we should be on the top shoulder, and we got to go make those plays. But he's a good player, too.
Joey Aguilar took some really tough hits tonight, especially towards the end. How important was it to see him come out there and get into victory formation?
Yeah, 4-minute loaded boxes, turn the numbers into our favor there at the end. Want him to get down once the play's over. He just knocked the wind out of himself. So in that way, it's a positive, but I would like him not to take that hit at the very end.
David.
Brazel's been off to such a good start this year. Were they doing things specifically to try to limit him, or was it just a situation where the balls didn't come his way sometimes?
A little bit just didn't come his way because of the coverage. Missed deep one early in the football game too, and one in the red zone on back shoulder throw where we're not able to come down with it between quarterback and wide receiver. I felt like early in some ways we were just a little bit off. But there were a lot of unknowns too coming into this one, what you were going to see and how to attack it.
Finish with Jimmy and Eric.
Josh, were there more unknowns with Arkansas's defense or offense?
I think more unknown with their defense just because of, changing coordinator. And Chris has done a good job throughout his career. And, you didn't know what type of structure was going to show up. It's a little bit different beginning of the third quarter and at certain parts in the first half, too.
Josh, do you have an update, if any, on Braylon Staley? And then how confident are you guys to go with 12 personnel and Jack Van Dorselaer?
Yeah, another young guy that has continued to grow and prove that he's ready to play. He went out and executed at a really high level tonight. You saw the way he impacted the game a couple of weeks ago, too. And so continued growth from all these guys. Braylon celebrating, having fun in the locker room, so I anticipate him being ready to go.
All right, we'll have 2 rotations of players shortly.
All right, we'll start our player availability. Our first group here, Miles Kitzelman, Arion Carter, and Peyton Lewis. Raise your hand for questions and I'll call on you. Adam, we'll start with you.
Peyton, Deshaun goes down, you immediately go in, get the touchdown, get another touchdown. Like, what's the sense of your responsibility when you go in the game in that situation?
Next man up mentality. I mean, that's all I can really say about that. At the end of the day, we trying to play 3 backs and all that, and we all trying to get touches and go out there and, you know, smash our opportunity in the face. So when Bish goes down, whoever's next, you know, they go up, and you got to play at that same type of level. That's all it really is.
David?
Miles, this is y'all's third SEC game, third decided by 1 possession. Y'all go into all these SEC games expecting it to be 1 possession the way the league is, and does this feel the same as the other ones did, or is there more relief with this one given the way y'all had the big lead and they kind of made that run at the end?
Yeah, every week, Coach Hodgsley, Coach Hype, we prepare for a 4-quarter fight. You know, obviously, if you want to go in there and knock them out in the first round, no doubt. But we prepare for a 4-quarter fight. Arkansas is a great team, great players, and you do play in the SEC, and all the teams are good. So preparing for a 4-quarter fight, you know, they came out and played really well. Yeah, no, this one doesn't, you know, necessarily feel any different. You know, a win's a win, and we're going to celebrate that and get back to work tomorrow.
Wes and then Vince?
I know y'all got a lot of belief in everyone you've got there on offense, but you know the way Brazel's been playing, and to only have 1 catch from him today, and y'all to put up numbers you did, what do you think that says?
Yeah, I think that it says that we got a lot of really good players on this team. You know, you can't always rely on one guy. You know, if certain teams are going to double cover somebody, or if they're going to show more attention to somebody, then man, somebody else has to step up. You know, Chris is going to keep doing him. You know, Braylon stepped up and had a really good night tonight. And you know, we have a lot of good players on offense. You know.
Vince?
Arion, you guys got some turnovers, got some stops, gave up some yards. How do you kind of assess the defense tonight, Miller?
Well, I feel like today was not our best ball. I feel like we played a really good team today, a really good offense, a really good quarterback with great coaches. You know, obviously going up in the SEC every week, you're going to be playing the best of the best. So, you know, I feel like we just got to tighten up some things. And we did a lot of good things also with, I don't know how many sacks. We had 5 sacks and, you know, a couple TFLs on the board also. You know, we're being productive, but we just have to clean up the little things and get everybody on the same page to be even better than what we are right now.
Well, Patrick and then Jimmy?
Miles, what was it? How good did it feel to finish the game there on offense in the 4-minute situation?
Yeah, you know, really awesome that, you know, O-line, tight ends, wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs were all on the same page. You know, obviously going out there in a loaded box and being able to move the ball down the field is huge.
Peyton, along those lines, how gratifying was it when you know they've stacked the line and you've got to get a first down to run out that clock?
I think, you know, it's really pride-taking when, you know, they try to put everybody on the line and we still go out there and we gain 7, we seal the game, you know, take a knee and, you know, secure the win. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, all our plays are touchdown, you know, designed. So we're going to go out there and run them to the best of our ability, and exactly what we did.
Yep.
Arion, what did you see from Jaden Perlotti today, and how has he positioned himself to take on a bigger role?
Yeah, you just see a young guy who's very talented, very coachable, that wants to go out there and, you know, give his all. Honestly, it's great seeing a guy like him step up and be very productive for us. And as a young guy continuing to learn and such a talented player, you know, the sky is the limit for him.
David and then Wes?
Arion, I know you faced him last year, but just the challenge in facing Taylor Green, what's different about him compared to the other quarterbacks?
Yeah, just a very mobile, dual-threat quarterback. You know, he's tall, has length, able to move around the pocket, extend the pocket with his feet, extend plays with his feet, and just playing a guy like that who's so mobile and elusive with the ball in his hands. You know, you got to have everybody all on the same page, like I said before, and you know, playing guys like that make us better as a defense because you play top-tier talent every week, and a guy like that can only make us better.
Wes?
Arion, if there's going to be a game here and there where y'all, you know, give up a lot more yards than you want, more third downs than you want, how important is it that you go out there and, you know, force 4 turnovers and go in there and get in the backfield and make things happen?
You know, it's extremely important, you know, all about productivity as a defense and being disruptive. And, you know, that carries along, obviously, with, you know, getting turnovers as well. But I feel like we got to be able to get stops on third down and get us off the field and get the ball back to the offense as quick as possible.
A couple more for this group. Casey and then Vince.
Miles, is there anything that you saw from Braylon Staley in the offseason that kind of speaks to why he's been able to find success and have over 100 receiving yards tonight?
Yeah, you know, last year from the start. Knew Braylon was going to be really good. Obviously had some older guys in front of him and kind of had to wait his turn. But him, Mike, Chris, myself, other tight ends getting extra work in, getting extra footwork in. 7 months of off season, just being able to see those guys, develop and work on the things that they need to work on, and then it's so awesome to be able to see that work pay off. The 7 months of work be able to pay off. And Braylon's a great guy, and he deserves everything that comes his way.
Ariane, Coach Heupel said that Jordan Ross kind of changed the game with his edge pressure. Can you talk about his game and his development?
Yeah, just a young guy you can see just developing into a great player. It's already a young, talented sophomore that's just going to continue to rise each week, and just giving him the opportunity to go out there and rush the passer and set the edge for us on defense is just a great opportunity, and it adds depth to our defense in which we need that we'll build upon into the season going forward. So it's great seeing a young guy step up like that and be out there and making plays.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are good.
I'm gonna go watch that film and punch it out on my TV.
Basically in the fourth quarter, he jumped from 3 to 1 and got the 2 They just, I think it was, one of those things they went with a power guy. He's a hammer, so. Which is funny because he's up for the fastest. We haven't seen him yet, but he's a short yardage hammer. And I think when he went in, Bishop had put him into the short yardage. He got that, and the other one was short yardage. And then, well, really, the last one was short yardage, but he just had good first down. So, just wrap that. Basically what he said, you get your shot, you gotta go out there and do something. Well, there were 4 fours, but one of them, Arkansas recovered. Yeah. These guys count the turnover if they script it up. Not my fault, nobody got it. The wrong team got it. It was on the ground. John's going out of we all communicate. I saw the we just see what he writes. John hadn't published it, or they haven't published John
You don't want to get too far.
gamble for that.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Everything useful. Yeah. Yeah, he was like, ask me. He's like, ask me so then I can and it just like the ball was yeah, it's like they're
Lose on bounds, but just.
and then ask your other.
They're not any, 13 and 17.
All right, we'll start with Joey here. Jordan Ross and Josh Others will join in progress as they get in here, but didn't want to have to wait any longer, so. All right, raise your hand for questions. I'll call on you guys. Wes, we'll start with you.
Joey, did you just get the wind knocked out of you there late? How you feeling?
Yeah, no, I feel good right now, but yeah, that ball was deep in my stomach. That took the air out of me for sure.
Jimmy and Adam.
Would you talk a little bit about the defensive looks you got from Arkansas, because they changed all their coaches and it was a little bit of the element of the unknown?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we man, the past 2 weeks kind of going against like 4 different defenses, not sure what we're gonna get, but you know, prepared for whatever they came out in, and they came out in a certain defense, try to switch it up second half, but you know, we just stayed to our preparation and just executed as offense.
You guys have had 4 or 3 really close conference games, 2 overtimes, and then this one. Do you think you guys learned anything about going through the experience of playing those really tight games, how you manage them late, or do they each stand on their own?
I mean, definitely. You know, just it's kind of in a situation. Playing in a game like that, you know, great 3 teams, and just being in that situation before, it just shows everybody like we've been here and we know what to expect, and you know, we just got to dig harder, lean more on our teammates, and just go out there and execute.
Talk a little bit about Braylon Staley. He had a 100-yard game tonight, just the progress he's made with and how he's developed.
A lot. I mean, you know, he's a young guy, and him, Mike, and Brazel just came in and worked, and you know, today they were trying to take out Brazel out the game, you know, to kind of double team him, play super soft, but you know, Braylon stepped up, and when he got the ball, he produced pretty well.
Yeah, Austin over here on the right.
Jordan, you and Josh and Caleb have just been routinely making plays the last several weeks. What's been the difference for that group, and then specifically for you tonight? What did you do so well?
Honestly, I feel like we're family. Like that whole Leo group, we have our position group. I feel like we're all connected. Like we treat it like brotherhood. To be honest, Coach Chop has put us together so much, and we go through practice, and I feel like we're just really close than we were than last year. And we're I can say Josh is like the older brother, Caleb's the middle, I'm like the youngest in that whole group right there.
Wes and Dennis.
Josh, how do you kind of, I guess, wrap your head around the game where y'all give up a lot more yards than you want, a lot more third downs than you want, but also, you know, get stops when you need them and force 4 turnovers? How do you kind of make sense of all that?
I don't know, honestly. I since like the first game, first week, I remember being asked a question similar to this and asked how did the defense play, and I still don't feel like we played up to the standard we should be playing at. So I don't really like seeing that, no matter, regardless of whatever turnovers we have or regardless of how many times we score on defense. I don't like giving up yards, and I don't like seeing that as a defense because I know that as a defense we're way better than that.
Vince?
Josh, take us through that forced fumble you had, and then Perlotti being on the spot afterwards.
Yeah, shout out Young Bull. He was ready for his moment. So, like, I think that was like my third, probably fourth time trying to chase down the quarterback, and it was, hey, you just gotta pursue. You gotta hustle, and that's all I did. All I did was run to him, chase him down, and right moment, right time.
Adam and then Patrick?
Joshua, is there like a different feeling when you make a play late in a game that can flip the game like you did last game, you did it this game? Is there a different feeling to making that play than there is early in the game, like that it's essential?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and I can't speak for the offense, but I guarantee you, I think they feel that too. Like, I think they feel that swing, and it's like it just gives them extra morale, extra momentum. So it's way different making a play later in the game than making a play at the beginning of the game.
Do you think with age that comes more, like when you played a lot more games, that you can kind of turn it on in those times?
Honestly, I don't know. It's really, all I can say is just God, because, again, like, I was chasing him down earlier in the game. I just wasn't there. Later in the game, God had me in the right position at the right time. So it's all there is to it.
Patrick? Joey, what was it like watching Deshaun have the game he had for his injury and then seeing Peyton kind of come in late in the game and step up?
That's awesome. You know, we got a deep running back core, and all three of those guys go in there and make plays. And, you know, Bishop had the hot hand. You know, he was making plays, and then P-Luke came in and stepped it up as well. So just to have a rotation of guys like that, just knowing and trusting that they're going to go in there and do the job and do what they have to do is awesome.
And Josh, you talked about this a couple of times, chasing their quarterback around. What's it like? I mean, he's 6'6" and can run so like he can.
Yeah, once he gets into open space, it's more challenging. But, like, when he's in the backfield and he has to get his feet moving, like, he's more of like a strider than like a quick movement type of guy. So, like, I don't know how I could answer that question other than what I just said. Yeah.
All right, a couple more. John and then Wes.
For Josh, what was different about coming out of this bye week as opposed to last year, do you think?
I don't know. Everybody kept reminding us about the feeling, like coaches and staff reminding us about the feeling about last year. And as for me personally, I didn't like to think on it or ponder it at all, really, just because I just wanted to be here. I wanted to be in this present moment. I know that the Lord has blessed us with this present moment, so I just wanted to be where my feet was. So, like, speaking for myself and for the defense, like, I guess you could say we kind of had a chip on our shoulder. Even though we ain't played up to the standard that I know we should be playing at, we still had that chip on our shoulder.
And do you feel differently about this team at this point than you did at this point last year?
100%. Like my brother said, like, we are way closer this year than we were last year. And, yeah, I feel way better with this team than last year. No shots. I love my team last year, but this team, I love this team.
Wes, Casey, and then Paige, last one.
Hey, Jordan, we asked Josh about this earlier, but how much of a difference is there between the way this defense is playing right now and how well it could be playing?
Honestly, I feel like we didn't play to the standard. We could play if we clean up the MAs and everybody just does their job. I feel like we can be a really good team.
Casey and then Paige.
Josh, why do you feel like this defense has been so good at forcing fumbles and just being able to punch out the football this year?
Guess you could say we're relentless. Like, when he got that, I thought he got that second forced fumble, but I realized it was Idris when I saw it on camera. Like, so shout out to somebody like Idris, like a safety coming downhill, putting his head on the ball. Like, that's what you're taught. That's that's a pro move. So shout out to Idris. And like on the rushes, for like example, last week when Tyree, or 2 weeks ago when Tyree got his sack, all the D linemen, when we coming in to make a sack, we're attacking the ball. We're taught to go after that ball. Like, so I guess that's what it is. That's how we do it. We're just relentless.
Paige, last one.
Joshua, earlier you said you don't like giving up any yards, and Arion Carter said that you guys learned a lot about yourselves. What did you maybe learn when it came to containing or slowing down the run in this game?
You talking about post game or like halftime or like right
Just
now?
throughout the game, just like being able to slow down Mike Washington or Caitlin Green.
Yeah, they have some really talented players, including the quarterback and running back when it comes to like rushing games. So like, I guess coming out of halftime, we all just decided to trust each other, trust the people next to us, trust the person to our right and our left, and just do what we had to do and trust that they were going to do what they had to do. So shout out somebody like T-Lander. I think he had like 2 TFLs in the second half or something like that. And when he did that, like, that was like an energy boost for me. When I saw it like real life, I'm like, yes, come on, like, next play, like, I'm trying to get me one. I'm trying. It was just, it felt good seeing that my brother was here, like he was trying to hoop. So.
Thanks, everybody. That's it for tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.